everyone, and welcome to Guess the Method. We're back today. I'm April, and this is
Kara.
And today I'm going to be showing Kara how to make scalloped cucumbers. It's out of our favorite Charleston Receipts cookbook. And so Charleston Receipts is bringing us some good times.
Some good times.
Once again. Now, in case you're not familiar with the premise of our game, Brittany and Caroline will be making this recipe, but they do not have the method. And so they've gotten the name, they've gotten the ingredients. So let's see how they do.
Hey, it's Caroline. It's me, Brittany, and I've been tasked with guessing the method for scalloped cucumbers. I've got my ingredients in front of me. So I have 3 cucumbers. I've already halved them and pitted them, I guess that's what you would call that. I have cucumbers in this bowl. I've already sliced them into coins. I have 3 slices of white bread. I've got my melted butter, my bread already cubed in my casserole dish. We have milk. We were not told how much milk. I have salt and pepper to taste. Before I finish chopping up my cucumbers, I'm gonna go ahead and put some melted butter, glaze that over the cubed bread in here. Essentially, I'm thinking this is gonna be like an open-faced cucumber sandwich. I've thought a lot about this recipe, scalloped cucumbers. The only thing that I knew was that the cucumbers were gonna get sliced into coins, like for sure. I knew that I was gonna do that. But other than that, the only other thing I could think of was scalloped potatoes, and those are cooked. I have never in my life had a cooked cucumber, and I don't want to. I wrestled with the idea of actually cooking the cucumbers, but I don't think that is gonna taste good, so I'm gonna serve them cold. I'm gonna cook it, I'm gonna bake it like it's a casserole. I'm terrified, and I don't like any of it. I really wanted this recipe to be like a cold cucumber soup, like a vichyssoise type deal. Just because I wanted a reason to say vichyssoise multiple times while making my meal or dish, whatever you want to call this. Okay, that looks good. I've already preheated the oven to 425. Gonna just toast this for like 10 or so minutes. We'll keep an eye on it. But while I'm doing this, I'm gonna cut up my cucumbers. I'm gonna use the bread to crumble and toast up a little bit in some butter to make breadcrumbs. My bread, just a hot take for everybody, I went ahead, because this is a brand new loaf of Sunbeam King Thin white bread, iconic. Shout out to my dad, Johnny Odom. He's a capital G who loves King Thin white bread for some reason. But I threw it into the oven just to dry it out a little bit. So like she's real dry, she's real like crumbly, I guess. So I'm gonna do this just in like the most informal way possible. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat my pan up and I'm gonna get some butter going here in my pan. I don't have any idea if this is correct. I hope it's not, because the idea of cooking a cucumber is truly heinous to me. I really actually don't like cucumbers. And it's just hard for me to envision like what on earth this was gonna be. I cannot fathom a way to use bread, milk, butter, salt, pepper, and cucumbers to make something that's actually tasty, but alas, it was in a recipe book, and so we're making it. What I love about these recipes is that they are so ridiculous. And April chose this one for us, and I'm sure that she's gonna have a lot of fun watching Caroline and me make a complete fools of ourselves as we try to do this. I'm very, very excited to see what Caroline makes. And I'm excited to not have to watch Zach cheat this time, frankly. Respect the game, and he doesn't. And so at least this time we don't have to watch it. But it's cool. He's good for a lot of other things, like being friends. He's a good friend. He's like a great friend, actually. So I have cut up my cucumbers into little smileys. I don't know why I took the seeds out. I thought that maybe it would be tastier. I don't know. You would just get the one texture instead of having like the squishy like inside of the seeds. I truly don't know how much bread to do. I'm crumbling it just like in my hands, just making it rain into this butter as it's melting up. Don't know how long to toast it. Don't know anything. I'm making this up as I go. I'm treating it, like I said, like it's a casserole. Shouts out to our casserole section on our website, homesteadinthecity.com. We love a casserole, and we love a tasty casserole. I don't know what this is going to be, though.
So it is time to take our toasted crumbs out of the oven. So I'm going to put on my mitts that are really April's, because April's allowed us to use her kitchen. Ooh, toasty. So we've got toasted bread cubes. And now, hopefully without burning myself, I didn't actually think about this. The pan's hot, so I've got to somehow put the cucumbers in here without burning myself. I'm thinking of doing like a back and forth approach. It might be easier actually to do it this way. Maybe like 3 layers. But I'm supposed to use 3 cucumbers, so I've got to somehow fit all of these in here. Oh, I hope I don't burn myself. Okay. See, this is why cucumbers are served cold. Huh. I guess I need to go from this way. This is terrible.
And I think I'm gonna stop at 2 breads, I think. I'm gonna do 2 slices of bread, and I'm gonna toast them here. My pan, my butter's melting, and we'll see what happens. But I'm not confident at all. I think I'm gonna salt and pepper my breadcrumbs as well. You wanna add flavor where you can, right? So it's a good rule. If your recipe is gonna be layered, like this is, oh baby, we might need more butter. Why not? Throw some more in. I'm gonna put another tablespoon or so in there, just to see what happens. We'll see. I don't think there's any wrong way. I think I might also crumble up this last piece. You can hear how crispy and gross and dry this bread is too.
I'm wondering what kind of course this would be. I'm thinking, you know, maybe some kind of appetizer. I mean, or a salad, like pre-main course. There's no way that this would be a dish served with the actual meal. Unless you were really just trying to keep it light and didn't want your guests to leave with full bellies, because there's no way.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with some salt and some pepper. Yeah, just a good rule. Anytime you're layering in recipes, salt and pepper. You don't want things obviously to be overwhelmingly salty, but you do want things to have flavor and be nice. And cucumbers, you know, they need a lot of help with flavor.
At this point, I'm just kind of layering them because I've got to get all of these in here. This one's a little floppy, so I'll eat it.
I mean, why not cheese? We could have had some cheese, couldn't we, in this? But guess not.
I wanted it to like look flat, you know, like a scalloped layer on top. But I didn't really think about the fact that the bread underneath is cubed, so it's very uneven. So there's not like a surface for the cucumbers to like lay evenly.
All right, I'll let those go for just a second, and I'm gonna grab my casserole dish and I'm gonna butter that up as well. So I'm just gonna take the butter and I'm just gonna run it along the casserole dish straight from the package so that my little cucumbers don't stick, and we can dollop out a nice spoonful, a nice heaping spoonful of cooked cucumbers in milk when we're done.
Okay, I quit. I'm just gonna do like this. Whatever. It's not pretty. It's literally not pretty. Like, this actually looks better. Okay, whatever. This is so ugly.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my cucumbers, they're cut into little discs, like I said, they're cut into coins, and I'm just gonna lay them down. I'm gonna see how many fit in this dish. I'm not gonna overdo it because why would I? This is gonna be disgusting no matter what. I'll show you what it looks like here once I finish laying them out. So let's give our breadcrumbs a little stir, little movement. That's actually not smelling too bad.
All right, so now I'm gonna salt and pepper to taste. I'm just gonna use a pinch to bring out the flavor. You know, if you're from the South, you grew up eating just plain tomatoes with salt on them in the summer. That's a thing. Ow. Brings out the flavor. Not that I really want the flavor of the cucumber to be brought out, just because I don't even like cucumbers, but that's what we're gonna do here. So just a little bit of pepper over the top. Don't want it too much, you know.
April chose this recipe, and I think that at least it's gonna be a little more, it's gonna look a little more like purposeful than the potato apples, because those were the most pointless thing ever.
We'll top it off with some peelings that I saved to kind of add a nice aesthetic of, you know, presentation. Gosh, I think I put too much pepper. It looks pretty.
I tried many executions at home. I practiced a lot of things, but I didn't try or taste anything because I wanted my first taste of whatever I ended up choosing to be authentic and to be right here. So yeah, I don't know. But when I made this, it definitely cooked. That's about all I can say for a positive review. And I didn't try it, but I mean, they worked, if you want to say that it worked to cook it. But I do think this is going to be a little more of a practical recipe than the potato apples, which were quite honestly a frivolous and stupid dish.
All right. I think that is our final product.
So we've got a few left over. We'll let Zach pickle them or something. But this is how I did it. I just like made sure that they're all laying on each other. They kind of slid a little bit because they're in butter, but that's fine. They slide right back. Okay, let me salt and pepper these. Gross. This is not gonna be good. Okay. Don't be afraid to like get in there with this, because this is all the flavor that you get. There is no cheese, there is no egg, there is nothing else except salt and pepper and milk and the breadcrumbs. So good luck. I have absolutely no idea how much milk to put, but I do know that when I tried this at home, I put way too much milk. So I'm gonna not put as much as I did at home. I'm just gonna put enough milk to cover the cucumbers. I'm not going to bury them, but I am just gonna put enough in there to come up the sides of the dish. This feels wrong. So I had a cup in here. This is a 9 by 13 dish, and I used a cup. I'm not using any more than that. They're in the milk, and that's fine with me because I don't want to use any more. I think, yeah, I'm gonna go breadcrumbs next, and then I'm gonna put some more butter on top. So my breadcrumbs got nice and toasty. Sure, but that's what we're gonna do. And remember, we salted our breadcrumbs and peppered our breadcrumbs just to give us the maximization on flavor, because the textures are going to be nasty.
Scalloped cucumbers. Ta-da!
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take butter, and I'm going in with my hands, and I'm just going to put like some little pieces of it, because we're going to end up using the rest of this stick of butter anyway. It's going to get cooked in the next preparation, and I'm just going to dot it around a little bit because that feels right. And they didn't tell us how much or how little. So if we have to eat this nasty thing, then it might as well have a lot of butter.
It's all coming out. Oh my gosh. All right, we got to get the layers here. It's actually just not really combining. There's nothing to like, you know, bring the elements together, bind them together.
What about your milk?
Oh crap, I need to get my milk. I totally forgot about the milk.
We're gonna throw it into a 350-degree oven, and I'm gonna let it go for 20 to 25-ish minutes because I don't want these to turn into complete mush. I left them at about an inch to an inch and a half thick, my little coins or discs that I cut, just so they wouldn't completely get pulverized. So I'm gonna pop this in the oven and then we'll check it out in 20 or 25 minutes. There we go.
So you may have realized that I didn't add milk in the making of the dish. So I thought that there would be nothing better to wash down this nice bread and cucumber creation than a nice glass of whole milk. So here goes nothing. Oh my gosh.
So it's been about 23-ish minutes at 350. So we're gonna take it out of the oven and see what we got. Okay, honestly, it doesn't look a whole lot different than it did when I put it in, which is concerning. Usually with a casserole, you would let it set before you like dive in. But since there was no emulsifier to keep it, you know, gelled together, it's not gonna set anymore. Now, I've never had a hot cucumber, so it's possible that they hold heat like hot magma. No idea, but we're gonna plate it up and I'm gonna try it for some reason. I really wanna go for this end because the breadcrumbs have the most color on them, and that's not as bad to me as others. Can I steal other breadcrumbs from other parts of the casserole? That's what I'm gonna do. I don't want this.
It's a really interesting, it's like a toasted cucumber sandwich, but it's just all of the elements not actually in the sandwich. And I love milk, so. The bread's not bad. Toasted, crouton, plain buttered bread. Cucumbers, crunchy, cold. Let's get some pepper on it. I could eat this. Bon appetit.
Very tender. I don't want a whole one. I want one covered in breadcrumbs because that means it also has butter. I mean, it doesn't smell bad. Actually, that's not the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. The breadcrumbs, if I may say so myself, are salted perfectly. Yeah, actually, yeah. That's actually really good. Oh no. Why do I like it? Okay. I have no idea if I did it right, but I like it. Like, I like it. Okay, here's what I would have done differently though. I would have, so I salted and peppered my cucumbers, as y'all saw, like when they were in the pan. And I told you this at the beginning, but I would have layered my salt and pepper again in the milk before I poured the milk on. I would have like at least lightly salted my milk as well, just to give it some flavor, and really gone heavy on the cracked black pepper. Y'all, this actually isn't bad, but if we were gonna update it and like deviate from what the recipe says itself, I would definitely add an emulsifier or a cheese of some sort, or even make a Mornay sauce instead of just straight up milk. Maybe I'll adapt it for a real recipe and we'll put it on the website. I don't know, but get in your kitchen, have fun with your friends, feed somebody something yummy, and make something that makes you happy. Thanks, I'll see you later, bye.
Now we've seen what Brittany and Caroline have done. It's been interesting.
Very interesting.
And so now, Kara, we are going to make it using the actual method from
I'm glad we
Charleston
have
Receipts.
the method.
Yes, we do. So I need you to open that butter real quick.
I can do that.
And this is how we're going to start. We have to, into a buttered baking dish, crumble a slice of bread. So, butter us up.
Oh, I'll butter This is just beautiful.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
I really like this. It's kind of like painting.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure you get all the
Get
crevices
it
in
good.
there. And
Because we don't have a lot of ingredients to work with, so
definitely not. Butter's probably the best part of this recipe.
yeah, when in doubt.
Butter.
Butter.
Butter, butter, butter.
Mm-hmm.
Think
Okay.
that looks good?
I think that's good.
Okay.
No, save that butter because we're gonna need more of it. All right, let's take. I'll crumble this first one, and so we
I bet
have
that sounds good.
we have dried out. It does sound good. Put it up near our mics. We have dried out this bread a little bit because we're assuming that when this recipe was created, that they were making use of stale bread, your day-old bread, so it wouldn't be quite as soft as the bread that we buy in the grocery store when you get your plain old white bread. So I think I've crumbled the best that we can with this. So one slice.
Only one slice?
One, I think, yes. It says, yeah, a slice of bread. And so then the next thing, add thick, large slices of cucumber, pepper, salt, and butter. So layer up with let's layer up, we'll grab these.
Thick boys over
Yeah.
here. How are we layering? Just
layer.
Just throw them in there? Just throw
We're
them
just
this
gonna
way?
put them in like that. Like if we were doing a scalloped potato, right?
Oh, yeah.
That guy's short.
Yeah, they're not super even.
It's okay. Because we have several layers to do.
Oh. Well, then.
We have to keep going until we run out of ingredients.
Okay. Are these all the cucumbers we're gonna use?
Yeah, this is 3 cucumbers. All right, I think that's
You think
good.
that's good? Yeah,
I think
we
that's
save
good.
more for the layers.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna pepper while you salt. How about that?
Teamwork here. We just go in.
Yeah, just go for it. I mean, we're not given a lot of flavor options in here, so I think we should overdo it maybe.
Yeah.
And then while you're doing that, I'm gonna start slicing some butter. I'm not
Ooh, that's
really
a big
sure. Do you think that's too thick?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Because it says put cucumbers, salt, pepper, and butter
Butter.
over each one. But then after I butter, then we're gonna do another slice of bread. So if you want to start
Is it crumbled?
crumbling, yeah, start
Okay,
crumbling.
So this is layers.
Yeah, we're layering.
Okay.
So you go ahead and crumble. Ugh. I'm gonna slice this up a few more here. Right.
Okay. Does
Right.
that look good and
Crumbled. Crumbled another one. And then, yeah, more cucumbers. So, this is, Kara, now,
Yeah.
we're friends, right? We know each other pretty well.
Yeah.
One thing I know about you is you don't like cucumbers.
No.
Have you ever eaten a cooked cucumber?
No.
Me either.
I don't even like the smell of cucumbers.
So you're having a great time right now.
Yeah.
You really love me for picking this
I
recipe,
do.
don't you? Well, look, I thought we were gonna have more layers.
Well, I think we're only good for 2 layers of cucumbers.
We're out of our cucumbers. So, but we still have to put more salt, more pepper.
Yes.
So again, I went pepper. You salt. Assault it. Pepper spray.
Love a good pun. I think we're the only ones that think it's funny.
We are. And then we're gonna throw some more butter on top. I'm pretty sure that's what it said. You want to get a little bit more while I check my references.
Yes.
And again, y'all, the instructions are not very specific. Yeah, so we repeat until the dish is full. The dish is pretty full.
This is pretty cool.
And so,
Do we need more butter than that?
so does it repeat? All right, so I think we're good. So now
It looks pretty.
it does, and everybody want to see that right there. All right, so now this is the interesting part.
Oh
We
boy.
don't have cheese or anything, but we have milk. And it says with a knife, make a hole in the middle.
Okay.
I mean, that's a hole right there.
That's a hole.
And we're going to continue to pour milk until you see it come around the edges.
Why do you think we're making a hole? Instead
I
of
guess
just
to
pouring
give
in there?
to give it some room. Maybe, all right, let me know when you see it in the corner, like coming, because it's seeping in.
Oh,
When you
God.
see it on the very end. I think
I'm
that's
starting
good.
to see
I think
it.
that's
I'm starting to see
good.
it. Yeah, it's good.
It's good. We're gonna just kind of push up there. All right, and now for the grand finale, we are to sprinkle on top breadcrumbs stirred with melted butter.
Okay.
So we have a thing of melted butter. It doesn't say how much melted butter, so I did a lot.
Just
And
do
let's
a bunch.
just do a bunch of crumbs here in our melted butter. I think we should go for a lot.
I think we should use the rest.
Do you think we
I
can?
don't think we can. I think I'll soak up too much. What are we gonna do with the leftover bread?
We'll make cucumber sandwiches. BLTs?
Okay.
BLTs maybe?
As long as we don't have cucumbers in it.
Do you see any way that this is gonna be good?
No.
Yeah, me
I mean,
either. I've never had
got
dairy
cucumbers.
with cucumbers. So
Do you think it needs more?
maybe a little bit more.
How do you normally eat your cucumbers?
I normally like to have them sliced with some dill salt. I make a good dill salt. We'll put that on the blog, homesteadinthecity.com. We'll do that at some point. I'll do a little recipe for that. We have sriracha sauce on the website.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I like a little sriracha sauce. I like the sriracha sauce on my tomatoes a little more, but I like to have that and eat it with some tomatoes and just some good old Duke's mayo on the tomatoes.
Yeah.
Or put a little bit of red wine vinegar and let the cucumbers soak in that. But I've never had them cooked.
as a pickle.
And where's a pickle?
That's the best kind
That's
of
the
cucumber.
best. All right, so we did not have very crummy crumbs.
We didn't.
We
They're
didn't,
chunks.
but because that's just how the bread crumbled this time. So now it says stick it in the moderate oven. So we have it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's gonna go in for 30 minutes. And we'll see what we got there.
Alrighty.
All right, we'll see you in 30 minutes. All right, our 30 minutes are up, and now, Kara, would you like to do the honors in pulling our scalloped cucumbers out of the oven?
Sure. Let's do this.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. Well then.
We didn't get those crumbles on very good.
We didn't. But I bet that bread's gonna be good.
Oh, but look at our milk.
That milk
How-
is bubbling.
How it's It's kind of, well, no.
Is that
It
good?
was starting to solidify a little bit. This does not look appetizing. This does not look like something I would like to eat.
There's
but-
so many elements of this I don't
and
like.
it's a little soggy, but we're tender, and so I think I'm just gonna get you a big
A small,
helping
small,
there.
small.
Here, let's get you some
Yeah,
soggy
some bread.
soggy butter bread. Oh, but look at all the butter.
I want that.
That. So there's yours. All right, let it cool down a little bit. You blow on it some. Okay, I'm gonna get me a big ol'. Yeah, we're just gonna take the breads there. All right. Yeah. So I don't know how much heat cucumbers retain. Are we gonna go for it?
Yeah.
Remember, everybody, Cara hates cucumbers. So, 1,
You
2,
ready?
3. Okay. It's
Edible.
edible. It's edible. And it's more like a zucchini, I think.
Yeah.
So it did
got a
a
texture
little
like that.
it did a little zucchini thing. I still don't know why they chose to use all that milk.
It's just weird.
Mm-hmm. And cucumbers are watery.
Mm-hmm.
So to add more liquid
Liquid.
into that, I'm not sure, and I just got some pepper too.
Oh no.
But we did pepper it. We seasoned it as nicely as we possibly could.
The bread's good.
So there you have it, folks. Scalloped cucumbers.
Scalloped cucumbers.
It's edible. And thanks for watching Guess the Method, and we'll be back again with a new recipe, maybe from another book, and maybe something even weirder than scalloped cucumbers.
Can you get weirder?
Can you get weirder? We'll see. We'll see you next time.